That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
Yes, another Sunday in the books. I mean, we are only a few weeks away from preseason football. Hang in there, guys. Hang in there. Please, hang in there. This video is gonna be about my teams that I got in the loop, like serious contenders. I've been watching YouTube and I see a couple of people post 5, 6 teams. I was trying to put two of each conference, like to be realistic, the two that possibly can go out there and win the Super Bowl. But I don't really have a second one in the AFC. I mean, I really don't. The only team that I have right now as a serious contender that can actually go and win the Super Bowl, it's the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm just basing on the defense. To me, they have a better defense than the Steelers, and they are better than the Steelers. To me, the Steelers got their guy Devin Bush in this last draft, which supposedly that was the only position they were missing. The inside linebacker and everything. So supposedly now they're good. They got they got rid of all the drama with Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown out of there. So supposedly it's all about business now. I just can't buy it. I just can't buy it yet. I had to see a couple of weeks into the season to see if they start playing. Because I heard people getting tired of Ben over there. But this is just things that we hear. We don't know really what's going on inside the locker room. So to me, the Baltimore Ravens are the team to beat on the AFC. That's and another thing too. The Baltimore Ravens are the only team that can actually go and beat the Patriots. They prove it. They have proved it with Joe Flacco in his second or third year. They went and beat the Patriots over there at New England. So I'm a Patriots fan, so I do fear the Baltimore Ravens. I don't fear the Steelers. For some reason, I don't. Uh, in another video next week, we're going to be talking about who's going to take over the AFC East after Belichick and Brady retire. But I just want to mention that they're not quite there yet to go out there and win the Super Bowl. Now, two teams I got in the NFC. Uh, I actually have kind of have a third one, but that third one is just like a joker, like a wild, I don't really think they're gonna win the Super Bowl. I just think it's gonna be they're gonna open a lot of eyes and just because I have mad respect for the coach, but I'll leave that for the last. So the one team that I think they can actually go out there and win. A lot of people talking about the Falcons, like this might be their year. A lot of people talking about like the Carolina Panthers. They keep getting better with picks and players and the offense. Surround Cam Newton with stuff. I got a team in the same division, which my team I think is the New Orleans Saints. Listen, the Saints been so close the last couple years, so close. Last time they blew it. This time they feel like they got screwed with their pass interference. So to me, and that's a team that they can actually go and win the Super Bowl. Like I said, they've been consistent the last 2 seasons. They've been there, right there at the championship game. So I think that this year it could really be their year. Uh, I mean, I just I, I just don't know what's stopping them for them not to win it. They got all the pieces. They're right there. They're in the moment. This is their time. That's the team that could go. You don't need a lot of explanation. I mean, come on. Like, look at the roster. It's full. It's experienced. It's well coached. Veteran quarterback. To me, that's another team that can actually go and win the Super Bowl. I was actually hoping to see the Patriots and the Saints last year, but it didn't happen. Anyway, and my third team it will be the Green Bay Packers. Just because Aaron Rodgers, I think Aaron Rodgers, it's he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, no doubt about it. Um, when he signed up his contract last year, I thought they were gonna suffer, and there was no way in hell they were gonna even make it at the playoffs. But I just don't see Minnesota playing better than them. Um, I don't see the Bears being, the Bears got a good defense. Here's the thing about the Bears, and I wanted to leave this for another video, but I'm just gonna go ahead and mention it right here. You know, like Trubisky, Mahomes, all these guys in their first year, they expected to be better their second year. They expected to keep moving forward. That's the expectations. Just like when you get drafted on the first round overall, your expectations are to go there and win right there from the beginning. But then again, the reality is it's other. That rookie players don't really come and dominate the league like that. Now, it has happened, and I feel like it will continue to happen. Just defensive coordinators they get paid for a reason. I mean, come on, these guys know what the hell they're doing. So they catch up the second year, and that's why I'm expecting a little setback from the Bears, from the Rams, from the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm expecting not to have such a great year or even better. I'm expecting to just set back a little bit. And when I mean setback, I mean like one or maybe two losses more than what they had last year, which is still a good year. I think the Rams only lost 2 games last year. So if they can have 3 or 4, 12-4 is not a bad season at all, by all means. You know what I mean? So I I think I don't like I said, I think Green Bay it's a team that I can actually go and win the Super Bowl in just basing myself and Aaron Rodgers. Just who are you gonna pick? Aaron Rodgers or Trubisky? I think I'm going with Aaron Rodgers. I know the defense of the Bears can actually carry the team, not as opposite as the Packers defense. I don't think they have enough what it takes to go out there and win the Super Bowl. And defense do win Super Bowls. The Patriots just proved it last year. Their defense played their best games in the off season and the postseason, and that's why we won the championship. That's why we won the Super Bowl. So I don't know. It just to me, like when you have to put the ball in the quarterback at the last minute to go ahead and score the winning touchdown, I feel like the Packers got better chances than the Bears. And like I say, other than that, I mean the Saints are better to me. Um, the Rams are good, but just I don't trust that quarterback. I just Goff is not to me is not an elite quarterback to me. I have a lot of videos coming up as we're getting close to this season. That's gonna be another video. We're gonna talk about the quarterbacks situation. Overrated or not. But that's my 3 teams that I feel like they got a good chance. Like I say, I got a 4-1. I don't really think they can win this Super Bowl. Um, I just think they're gonna open a lot of eyes, maybe even squish into the playoffs, maybe just maybe win one game. But I feel like they're gonna do it in such a way that like people are gonna like they're gonna get some attention. You know what I mean? Like they feel like people are gonna start jumping in the bandwagon. You'll be like, oh, I like this team, and that team, like I said, just because I have mad respect for the coach, um, go ahead and laugh. I think it's gonna be the Detroit Lions. Detroit has a good coach. They have a office coming from New England. I think the personal guy and the manager came from New England. The coach is trying to copycat the whole thing. He's a smart dude. They got good players. They just drafted that big tight end from Iowa, T.J. Hawkinson or whatever his last name is. Um, they got a good defense, so I can totally see him, opening some eyes. I don't like I say I don't think they're gonna win the Super Bowl, but if I had to pick 4, just just so I have 2 and 2. I don't really have another one from the AFC, so I rather pick a wild guy, somebody that nobody's expecting. You know what I mean? Um, Now, don't forget about the 49ers. The 49ers got Jimmy G and all these teams that went and draft a pass rusher or try to get a pass rusher from the draft. And pass rushers are hard to get. So if they went and got one, and you already got like a good quarterback like Jimmy G and good pieces around you, you don't really have that many holes left, though. But so we'll see. We'll see what happens with the 49ers. We'll see what happens with the Jacksonville Jaguars, if maybe they can bounce back and have a good season. I don't think that Nick Foles is gonna work out. Is gonna pay off. That's why I'm not picking him. Um, it's just it's just how I feel. Like it's not. I don't see nobody else. Denver is not gonna do nothing. The Texans. The Texans could really make a push, but it's just not enough to win the Super Bowl. The Raiders, they'll have a better season. It's hard to be worse than what you did after you win only 4 games. So the Chargers, all right. Here's another team, the Chargers. If I had to pick another team, I guess it'll be the Chargers, and it's just to get it out of the way. Just let your boy Phil Rivers get a Super Bowl ring. Let him move on. Just end up this whole drama. Who got the best out of the whole swap between the Giants and the Chargers? Just the guy is a good quarterback. He has worked his tail off and at home and off and off the field, as he has like 10 kids. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is your boy Say over here. I'm struggling. Look at the dark eye under my eyes. I'm struggling. I cannot sleep. Oh, how excited I am that we'll have football pretty soon. I hope I can handle this season. It's gonna be a tough season. Got a lot of projects coming up, so please hang in there, guys. And it's your boy Say. Peace out.